Okay, so for exclusive beats, a lot of people like to say that you shouldn't go less than 500, and they have different prices for independent artists, different prices for major labels, and different prices for indie labels as well. So there's a lot of different talk and discussion going around. A lot of people that go below 500, they may be getting more sales than people who are at $1,000 or more, but who is actually making more money? And is the pricing hurting our industry? Because if producers are getting used to lower rates, then maybe artists are only going to purchase exclusives for $250 or $500, and that's going to hurt other producers. Before we jump into the video, I wanted to let you guys know that I have an Instagram sales training video. I actually changed it out for a different video, and now it's going to go into even more detail, more depth than the last sales training. And that way you're going to be able to not be overloaded necessarily with information, but be equipped with the tools necessary to scale your business effectively with outreach on Instagram. So make sure you check it out. The link is in the description. Maybe you've already watched the older video and got some information from it. This one is going to be a whole lot better. Trust me, I promise you. And if this is your first time on the channel or you haven't checked it out yet, the link is in the description. It's completely free to watch, and it'll pitch my course at the end, which will help you to transform your business and make even more money online from selling beats. So make sure you guys check that out, and let's jump into the video. Okay, so for exclusive beats, a lot of people like to say that you shouldn't go less than 500, and they have different prices for independent artists, different prices for major labels, and different prices for indie labels as well. So there's a lot of different talk and discussion going around. A lot of people that go below 500, they may be getting more sales than people who are at $1,000 or more, but who is actually making more money? And is the pricing hurting our industry? Because if producers are getting used to lower rates, then maybe artists are only going to purchase exclusives for $250 or $500, and that's going to hurt other producers. So to jump into the discussion, I want to talk about some producers that I know that sell exclusives for much less than $500. And then there's also producers I know that charge much more than $500. And let's see who is actually more successful. So one reason that I think that a lot of people overthink pricing on exclusive beats is that they think that they're going to make a lot less money if they price their exclusive beats lower. So let me go and share a few business models with you. Let's say you have your exclusives priced at $500. Another producer has their prices at $1,000, and another producer has their prices at $250. Who is going to make more money? It's going to depend on so many factors. It's going to depend on how many offers you're getting for exclusives. It's going to also depend on how good your beats are and how many beats you're making a month that can replenish the beats that you're losing to selling exclusive beats. So the work that goes into a beat is also a factor as well. If it takes you 1 hour to make a beat and you sell it for $250, that's $250 an hour. But if it takes you 5 days to make a beat and you sell it for $500, you're only making $100 an hour. So the person who is charging less is actually making more per hour based on the time they put into it. So when it comes to quantity that they're selling, it depends on how many people are buying beats from you. Will more people buy your beats because they're lower price, or will more people buy your beats because they're higher quality? So there's so many factors to discuss, and I know like your head could be spinning from all of this, but I see a lot of producers that have their prices at $150, $250, $350 that are making far more money than people who have their prices at $750, $1,000, $1,500. And while some of those producers might share a screenshot once every quarter of the year of them earning $1,500 off exclusive beats, that same producer who has their prices at $250, if they sell 6 beats, are making the exact same amount of money as that one producer, and they might be selling 6 exclusives every month for $1,500, which means they're actually earning 3 times that of the producer who has their prices at $1,500. So while some people might be making bank for their exclusive beats when they sell them, they may not be selling very many exclusive beats at all. So this comes to the point of reason where we need to decide what is better. Is making more money better, or is keeping your brand at a certain point better? Because if you want to keep your brand as some kind of boutique brand where you can't access it for less than a certain amount of money, then you might want to keep your prices higher. But if you want to lower your prices and kind of keep everything behind closed doors, whereas only the artists that are reaching out to you know your prices. You can just set your prices as offer only, and whatever you decide on your prices is up to you. If you want to sell your beats for $100, then so be it. So let's talk about the repercussions now of selling beats for a low exclusive price. So I think the first one is that you are losing that piece of art forever. And I know that a lot of us have an attachment to our beats. Those beats are our babies. So we don't want to just let it go for $50 because you can't just get that money back. So that's one problem that is probably the biggest one to get past, is that you're just giving away your art for next to nothing. It was what a lot of people would say. So I wouldn't recommend selling exclusives for less than $250, $350 for that reason, because I've sold beats for $250 maybe a couple years ago, and then an artist would come up to me the next week and say like, yo, is that beat still available? I was saving up for that. And you kind of feel bad because you discounted your work and you weren't able to make as much from it as you think it was worth. So that is something you have to think about. Like, would you feel good with letting your beats go for a certain amount of money? The second thing we have to think about when it comes to exclusive beats is, can you sell it for a lower price and replace something with a same or better idea in the same amount of time? So if you have very few ideas when it comes to being creative with your beats, you may not want to sell them for a low price because you can't actually get more beats up on your website to replace the ones that you're losing to selling at low exclusive prices. So now that we discussed the factors around selling beats for a low price, let's also discuss what it does to the industry. So selling beats for $100, $200, $300, is that going to affect the rest of producers online when it comes to selling beats? My short answer to this is no. The long answer to it involves a few factors. So we have to think about what artists are actually spending $100, $200, $300, up to $500 for exclusive beats, and what artists are spending more than that. Those are two different avatars when it comes to selling beats online. So some people will only spend up to a certain amount. So if it fits in that price bracket, you're hitting that market. Whereas some people will only spend $1,000 or more on a beat, and those are a different market. Those are different people. Those don't overlap. It may be like a Venn diagram where there is some overlap, but those are two different groups of people. So there's actually low ticket exclusive people and high ticket exclusive people. So you can separate them that way, and you can see why this won't actually affect the industry, because those people who are spending a low amount on beats are different anyways. When they put in an offer for beats and it's $150 and you have to counter with $500, they're not going to buy your beat anyways. So it's not really affecting the market in that area, because some people are cheaper and some people are going to kind of venture towards the pricier side because they feel they're getting what they paid for. So that's my 2 cents on why I don't think it affects the industry. So when it comes to selling exclusive beats online, just remember that don't sell a beat for lower than you feel comfortable with. And the last factor that I'll discuss in this video is maybe that beat is at the bottom of your catalog. Maybe it's not getting a lot of plays, and you just have not ever sold a lease on the beat. It's not getting any attention, and someone goes and offers you $250 for it. Why would you turn that down? If you are not selling that beat at all and it's been on your catalog, it's been collecting dust on the shelf, so to speak, for 2 years now, why not make $250 that you didn't have yesterday? So even if you sell that beat and you're like, well, I'm going to lose this piece of art forever, it's not going to be on my beat store, it's on your hard drive anyway, so you can go back and listen to it whenever you want to. So it's still yours in that respect, as you can go and listen to the original file. So hopefully that has cleared up some things in this video and allows you to be more free with how you price your exclusive beats. Hopefully this video has helped. Make sure you check out the IG sales training. It is a brand new video that goes into a super deep amount of detail on exactly my philosophy and methods for selling beats online. And it will structure out exactly how you can transform your business and get more sales on Instagram using manual outreach, sending DMs. So hopefully that will be helpful to you. It's free. The link is in the description. Make sure you check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.